Stop reading like a student. Read like a CEO. Highlighting, underlining, and taking notes as if you're in school won't make you successful or innovative. If you want to grow, not just get good grades, start reading like a CEO. Many people read business books the wrong way. They go through each page, hoping that knowledge alone will change their careers. But it doesn't work that way. Students read to memorize. CEOs read for strategy and action. They use books to solve problems, find opportunities, and make decisions that matter. Here's a story. A friend spent years reading every top business book, highlighting and summarizing, even joining book clubs. But his business didn't grow. Then he read just the chapters on client engagement in a marketing book and used a new story framework in his sales pitch. 3 days later, he closed a $15,000 deal. That single insight, used right away, was worth more than all the other books he'd read. That's the impact of reading like a CEO. Here's how to begin. Step 1. Stop reading every page. CEOs value their time and scan books to find chapters, ideas, or frameworks that solve their current problem. Treat a book like a toolbox. You only need the tool that fits your need. If you want to improve productivity, go straight to the time management chapters. If you want to grow revenue, focus on strategy and scaling, not motivation. Step 2. Read with a question in mind. Picture yourself asking the author, how does this apply to my business, my clients, or my decisions? This mindset changes how you learn. I once read a negotiation book that suggested never giving your full offer first. I tried it in a pitch, and the client quickly offered a better deal than I expected. One principle, used at the right time, made that chapter extremely valuable. Step 3. Focus on frameworks instead of facts. Facts are easy to forget, but frameworks can be used again and again. I call this skill flow. Spot decision-making patterns, find systems you can scale, and adapt them to your situation. One CEO might use a marketing funnel, another might use a storytelling system. Both gain useful tools they can apply. Here's an example. A well-known business book describes the customer journey in 6 steps. Most students just highlight and move on. A CEO asks, how can I use this for my audience today? Which step can I improve right now? This turns theory into real results. Apply one step, improve it, and soon you'll have a system you can grow. Step 4. Start using the knowledge gained before you finish the book. As you read, pick one idea and try it right away. If you learn about daily emails, send one today. If you read about pricing, adjust your offer and see what happens. Taking action helps you learn faster. Most people just read, but CEOs use books as guides for action. Here's the truth. Just reading won't make you better. Reading 1,000 books without action won't help. Knowledge without action only feels productive. CEOs know this, so they read, test ideas, improve them, and scale what works. Let's break it down further. I use a 4-step system called Read for Action. 1-point scan for value. Find the parts of the book that directly help your business or solve your problem. Skip chapters that don't make a difference. 2. Extract frameworks. Look for systems, formulas, and patterns. Focus on reusable mental models, not just memorizable facts. 3. Apply immediately. Test one idea while you're still reading. The sooner you act, the clearer the lessons become. 4. Document and iterate. Keep track of what works and what doesn't. Then improve your approach. Build your own playbook. Here's a real example. I read a book on content marketing and focused on one chapter about social media funnels. I used the strategy that week, creating posts to turn followers into clients. In 2 weeks, my revenue doubled. If I had just highlighted and summarized, I might not have acted. Another lesson from CEOs. Context is more important than quantity. One insight used at the right time can be worth more than many random ideas. Warren Buffett said the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. The same goes for reading. Skip what doesn't matter and focus on what makes a difference now. Step 5. Read across disciplines. CEOs don't limit themselves to business books. They read psychology, science, history, and even fiction, always searching for principles they can apply to decision-making. For example, a CEO might read a book on chess strategy and extract lessons about timing and positioning in negotiation, or a novel about survival to understand human behavior under pressure. The key isn't volume, it's insight and transferability. Step 6. Focus on reflection instead of taking lots of notes. Most students spend hours summarizing, but CEOs spend a few minutes asking, what insight aligns with our business goals? Or what can I try today? Or what habit can I start now? Reflection turns reading into action. I still do this with every book. Sometimes I read one chapter and spend the rest of the time testing ideas. That's how books lead to real results. Here's the truth. Reading like a student feels safe and gives you a sense of progress. Reading like a CEO is harder because it pushes you to act and experiment, but it helps you learn faster than any classroom. Let's sum it up. When you pick up a book, scan for what matters, find the framework, test one idea right away, then reflect and improve. This way, your reading time builds a system for growth. One book can give you ideas that last for months or years. The last part is mindset. CEOs read with purpose and expect results. Your reading should help you reach your goals. If it doesn't, move on to another book. Treat your time as an investment. A book is only valuable if it changes how you think or act. Otherwise, it's just decoration. If you're ready to stop reading like a student and start reading like a CEO, type skill flow in the comments. For more strategies to turn ideas into action, subscribe for more tips to improve your business mindset. Remember, reading is only valuable if it leads to better decisions. Stop memorizing and start taking action. Read less, apply more, and see how one book can change your results, your thinking, and even your income. Next time you pick up a book, ask yourself, am I reading to memorize facts, or am I reading out of alignment with my business vision? That small change in approach is what separates students from CEOs and turns information into transformation.